water's pleasantly cool here. What with a canopy overhead. This... Would you mind coming over here? We have reached our destination.
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Arisen, I know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more?
This boulder. It's mighty heavy, but we might just be able to move it if we combine our efforts.
Would anyone care to push?
Come on, have at it.
I can't wait to find out what's inside. Behold, how the stars shine, Master.
It's no great shock to me. Though we may not die in battle, it is a far cry from being invincible.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a minute. In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master? Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost. Pray, follow me. We have arrived. You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need, Master. Knowing when to use... Following along, I trust. Take care not to lose sight of me.
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind? The private quarters of one Arisen I served had many a visitor, and rarely the same one.
Fascinating. Goblins, Master! Leave it to me.
You wish me to return? At once, Master.
moment. Arisen, I know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more? An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
We cannot break it from this side.
Perhaps. We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
To break the law is to be thrown in jail.
I've heard that...
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all... All right on the roads, despite the hour? You know where to find me.
Follow me, if you would.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
We're here, Master.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your majesty's... I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, your majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard. A minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the Minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the Minister's chambers is open between midnight.
I am confident we shall see this matter to success.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen... Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, Your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of a man named Dara. But hold a moment. Does this man's countenance not bear an uncanny resemblance to that of the false sovereign? I see. If Your Majesty is certain that the two are one and the same, then I am convinced as well. However, I'm afraid this paper alone does not constitute sufficient proof. Ah, but of course. I surmise Your Majesty intends to post the bill and invite suspicion. A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be fought furthermore. 'Twill serve as an attestation to Dara's existence, which shall remain an undeniable truth till the man resurfaces. And all the while, the doubts lurking in the hearts of the citizenry will continue to deepen. A clever ploy indeed. I shall attend to this matter personally. I've no doubt that this bill will prove its worth in due course. You have my gratitude, Your Majesty. Your aid has been invaluable.
So, the false sovereign operates at the behest of Queen Regent Disa. The spider has woven her web rather carefully.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Masquerades being as they are, much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to...
Pray, follow me. The one we seek isn't here. Perchance we've come at the wrong time.
Waiting around doesn't seem like to do it. It's much good. What could we be missing here?
Shall we make for Burnworth Palace? Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Pawns aren't permitted entry to the palace.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all... right on the roads. Despite the hour. Much obliged. Perhaps you might provide me.
Interested in my way?
I dare not enter the palace, but I would fain escort you to the castle entrance. Would you mind coming over here? We have reached our destination. definitely makes for smoother travels.
You are the Arisen. Follow me! Tis best you move up. Pray, be cautious.
I wish the Minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Oh, perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me now. If Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return.
surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the...
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace.
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, my lady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, my lady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. Is that all you have to say for yourself? 'Tis sweet of you to mind your manners, but such niceties won't get you far with me. Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it. Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to...
Townspeople depend on me.
I'd sooner stay out of that. I'm sure I can handle it.
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
Arisen. I know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more?
I'd be glad of a chance to.
Welcome to... We serve all manner of fine ales here. Come back anytime. Welcome. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I... Always a pleasure.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it, and ere it slips my mind, pray, take this.
Vasus. Now there's a name to remember.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day? Pray, allow me to show you the way.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Lots to do. How precious little time.
A full week has passed since Sir Mildred set off. I suppose it's time we vacated her dwelling.
Hi. Fair, would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of company. I was hoping you'd say. Do you know, I had a feeling with... Say, you're not from round here, are you? Are you a traveller? How I long to learn more of the outside world, but Mother won't allow it. She's always telling me how dangerous it is beyond the palace walls. But that only makes me question her judgment all the more. After all, if the world truly is so perilous, what are the lives of our people? They must be fraught with uncertainty, subject to harsh conditions. It seems unfair that I alone should be shielded from that reality. But listen to me waffling on. Ah, I almost forgot. I happened upon this little curio the other day. Here, you're welcome to it if you'd like. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
Oh, there's something written here.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
Here we are.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, mayhap you've grown just as fond of this dwelling. Fond enough to purchase it from me? I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I can afford. Well, friend, what say you? Much obliged, friend. I hope you're as pleased with our deal as I am. This little dwelling's all yours now. Suppose I'd best be off. I've my own home to get to. I hope you'll be happy here, friend. Farewell.
Over here, if you please.
This armor's seen better days. Why is my luck so rotten?
Would you mind coming over here?
Thought's not right. It doesn't. The doctor examined him afore, and yet e'er since he came...
I understand how you must feel. But you must... There is no medicine that can heal him outright. I am caring for him, however... If you truly cannot entrust him to me, mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his...
Home, you said?
Dear.
All right, he stays.
I will look after him. Sir, 'tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know, 'tis you would procure it yourself. I am grateful beyond words. In that case, the slums are a bane to the body's humor. We do what we can, but your aid is most appreciated. Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. If that's not the case...
What should I do? There's got to be something fun to do. I don't know what to do. One day, I'm...
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
Greetings. You see, you need only make a worthy offering in exchange. I have seen your path. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when... treated to the former... You know where to find me.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what? Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Ah, but only if you've the time and inclination, of course. As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
What should I do? I don't know what to do.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, Stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare.
Psst. You there. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by... It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself. See that empty bed? An old man was lying. He told me he was feeling better. That he'd be well enough to leave. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... Gah... Something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
This is for you, Master. I thought it might come in useful.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the Abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Tell Liz, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
I'm always willing to lend a helping hand.
At last!
Ours is a show on. Come on, have a look.
Well, I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
Just be sure you...
All this worry is giving me... An achy back. I don't know what to do. What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all sorts. That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount of gold ore to purify it. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water. I was hoping you'd say that. Thanks ever so much. I'll help too. I'll look for gold ore every place I can think of. Now we seek gold ore. Though 'tis sold in shops, mining some ourselves might prove a better choice.
I suppose 'tis so?
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I should like...
Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the Abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, 'tis the Abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? Oh, you've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the Abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, Will you help me see to it that justice is carried? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the Abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
Aught about this reeks of a plot. Let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
I suppose 'tis so.
'Twould be prudent to investigate the most suspicious place first, methinks. Shall we make for the basement sick room? Then follow me. I'll lead the way.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
I know not why, but the words basement sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
Not a bad idea. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the matter at hand. Perhaps we should have a more knowledgeable pawn join our party.
It seems you must attend a palace masquerade. If you were to meet the one who would falsely claim a title.
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
Like it or not, what business have you here?
And who are you supposed to be?
What business? I'm unsure how best to proceed.
We must consider the needs of common folk. Enjoy dancing.
Mindless labor is for mindless men.
Have you an acquaintance in the court?
I like to come here when I'm...
I'm frightfully busy. No time for...
And who are you supposed to be?
Well,
I'd sooner stay out
soil
of
of blood.
were it possible. I'm frightfully busy. No time.
I've little enough gold to spend as tis.
This place is awful dull. Can't complain, mind.
The townspeople depend on me.
A fine place to collect my thoughts.
Perhaps a breath of fresh air. I am.
Do forgive me, but
Such cheap drink. Tis not at all to my taste.
I'd sooner stay out.
everyone who dances with me complains.
Everyone who dances.
Best to remain sober.
Naught but tea.
Surely these extravagances can...
My list of duties grows
Is this fast truly to the sovereign?
I've things to do if you don't...
All I can do for you? We shed our faces at the door. Naught but dreary duty awaits after this. I shan't let anything...
These festivities are part...
This is where I come when it's overwhelming.
I find dressing for these occasions awfully tedious.
To the Sovereign's help, and a...
Only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Nary a new face in sight.
Suppose I ought to earn my pay.
I must
Such
earn.
quietude is a blessing.
Quiet at last.
Greetings, Master. Is this where you've been all this while?
Sometimes I wonder if I can't help my shedding. Mayhap I really would have been better.
I've been on the
I've got some
It's a delightful breeze.
Such quiet. I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
I'd not mind lingering for a spell.
lost my time.
Still waiting on the...
Mayhap I really would have been better off later.
We shall await you here, Master.
it's about.
Surely I know that you would
Silence motivates me to feel so
Let's only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Ah, the perfect spot to sit and think a while.
I'd sooner stay out of that where it's possible. Truly feel at ease.
Good to see you, Master.
Anything's better than this.
Boots laced.
Mayhap I'll come here and have a day to myself.
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir. But there isn't to be a masquerade this day. I regret to inform you that there is no...
Now.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find you.
Would that such peace?
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
You're far from your station, are you not?
Now this is a conundrum.
We shed our faces at the...
They're the same.
I shan't let
Another fancy party hosted by the Arisen. You think he's feeling plenty merry by now.
So, tell me more of this.
Best mind that tongue before you lose it.
As
I hear it.
Listen.
It turned from the highway and vanished. It was
Have you
carrying some
heard?
few dozen
There's
tools.
been more restrictions on goods.
All this revelry in war's wake. 'Tisn't right.
Quite the predicament.
Chill now. You're...
What is it? Has something happened?
Nah, we have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour will be right.
in here.
Open up!
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playgrounds? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty. Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check, lest you forget these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean, as you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
The sun turn rabbits pink.
Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me. Come see.
I'll instruct my attendants to...
This is an outrage!
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
Not much going on.
Welcome. Do make yourself at home. I do hope you enjoy your stay, sir.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
Perhaps you might provide me with some inspiration.
Greetings. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocation. If there is aught... I may assist you with, simply say the word. Do come again!
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares.
I'm not sure what... 'Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside.
As a reward for your majesties, you will of course... There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true arisen. Aught shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, very well. Pray inform. Is there aught else you would speak of, your majesty? Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phasus, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
This is beyond me, I'm afraid.
Now to report to Captain Bront. We're here, Master.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares.
Sprinkle of misfortune can make a pleasant spice.
Well met, sir.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we do not forget that we would...
Welcome to the Star Tropic. We serve all manner of fine ales here.
Unless we've business, you'd best leave me be.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat. Methinks we've earned a brief repose. What say you?
What should I get up to today?
Sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate? Splendid.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared... all right on the roads, despite the hour?
Ah, how I've longed to embrace my bedroll. I was a tad incautious in my travels this time. A horde of goblins got the better of me, if you can...
Good morrow, everyone.
Off we go then.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigor.
There's ought to be said for peace and quiet.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Well met, sir.
Wonder if anyone would notice if I missed training.
Ain't no sense thinking too far ahead anyhow. Always the same. Day after day. Just how I like it.
I could swear I've seen what's needed here amidst what we have in storage.
Peruse at your leisure.
So tired, I've barely the vim to tie my boots. Want some in a real battle? I'll prove my worth.
A lonely place, not without its charms.
This can be a lonely life at times. There's ought to be said for peace and quiet.
A lonely place, not without its charms.
Peruse at your leisure.
Naught of import ever happens here, anyhow.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby? When...
The mind is split, the heart must lead. Oh, so I've learned.
This isn't much to go on. The other day. Now, that's not, and rightly so. As it turned out to be a young boy, gave me a right shock. Their faces may match.
Hoy, friend! There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to, for it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, it is proof that I am not my mother's servant to be willed about. 'Tis something I obtained, though it came to me. Pray, take this with my thanks. 'Tis quite a rarity, as I hear it. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. Thus, I cannot, though I feel till then.
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad.
It is as you say.
Treat your ears to a tale like a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two.
Welcome to and quality's what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, hope to see you again.
recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here. We shall have to decide which is the most pressing.
Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So if we... check the price, just remember, if quality is your concern, you're in the right place. Any one of these fine pieces will serve you well. Any one of these fine pieces will serve you well. Hope to see you again.
Look! Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find...
Oi, friend. Klaus sent word that you've agreed to rescue some of my... Fair warning. Goblins are behind these ox cart raids, I've since learned. No doubt they're hoarding this from the tell of it. Pray do be careful. Losing my wares for good would make me sore. But no sack of gold can compare to fellow life, eh?
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
I could swear I've seen what's needed here amidst what we have in storage.
Do stop and have a look. I've wares of every ilk.
'Twas a fascinating tale those soldiers outside the palace were discussing.
Oh, did it pertain to the Queen Regent and an important personage, perchance?
Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batali dignitary than is publicly known.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
Wolves! There!
Flame at its feet!
Tis no more or less than what one might have expected.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
Pray, Slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
No time to catch your breath. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Hang in there, Master. I'm coming to assist.
Are we ignoring the enemy today?
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
I suppose 'tis so.
Perhaps 'tis best to live and let live.
Shall I give it its comeuppance?
Over so soon. Why, he seems to have come through unscathed.
No doubt this fire.
The Arisen has been torched. Quick, douse the flames. Goblins, Master.
Caution would be wise, but we ought not let it halt us in our course. If we mastered that attack, we would be invincible.
Come to think of it, different masters favor different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have
Arisen, I know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more?
this is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
This is for you, Master. I thought it might come in useful.
Be sure to avoid open flame. It is broken, but we think there's still a way forward here. Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I dare say that's part and parcel of the adventurous trade.
Focus your strength, Arisen!
Seems I've drawn the short straw. Of course, I'm a dreamer. That's it.
We should be able to move this boulder with our combined might.
I say we give it a push and see what happens.
And before I forget, look how many women we count among our number.
Arisen, I know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more?
Keep your ears pricked. Our foes might betray themselves with the slightest sound.
Pray, speak up should you notice aught amiss.
It is broken, and repairing it is beyond our means. We've no choice but to take the longer way around.
Forgive me if I do not jump for joy. Now there's a worthy prize, if only 'tweren't so far away.
won't allow any further harm to come to you. Now to report to Captain Brandt.
I gotta find what his sword is. I don't. Let's see.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
Have you forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather lost.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? I shan't let them find you. The paths to victory are near. The last battle never was unbelievable. Keep your ears pricked. Our foes might betray themselves with the slightest sound. We'll find ore... plenty there, methinks.
Best we mine what we need while we're here.
I think it's supposed to be right there, but I didn't. It wasn't there. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. So it's supposed to be right there.
rather thrilling.
It's not there.
Have you taken leave of your senses, Arisen?
I don't know what to do. The green sword ain't there. I don't know what to do. I mean, I went through the whole area multiple
But
times.
methinks there's still a way forward here.
The great sword is not there
Arisen,
for some
I
reason.
know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more?
Uncommon materials can be found here, methinks.
Well, well. That's quite a discovery.
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Yeah, I mean, nothing I can do. You know, no matter how many times I reload, it ain't gonna make it. I don't want to reload from the last. I don't know how far back I say. I mean, I could check, but You know what? Fuck it, man. I'ma just hopefully I can find or buy a great sword. I just don't know what to do now. I mean, if I can't find a great sword, then screw it. I mean, I just
Water is nigh invisible in this prison. I know of at least one location in the vicinity that may be of interest to you. Shall I tell you more?
Apologies, Master. My mind is 1,000 years away. A Minotaur hunts us.
I still be most protected against this foe.
We ought to grab hold of it as well, Master. If we work together, we can throw the beast off balance.
Now, there's the Dogma.
Strike hard enough. Might not have to do this twice.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
Fear not. You flourish man.
Use this chance to recover.
How tranquil.
Careful. Oxen are like to charge when angered.
I could look upon this sky for all eternity.
I know. Keep gazing upward and you're like to stumble ere long.
Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
Different combinations of materials result.
Suppose I could enjoy some idle. Care to hear an old man's request? Aye, you've my gratitude. Fortunate I am.
At last! The moment I've been... waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.